that I had a basketball player at Wayne. His moms came from two moms that they gave him everything. And the biggest thing, all he wanted to do is be that kid.
Okay.
And the crazy thing, he graduated. Mama paid for him to go to Georgia State. Went to Georgia State, got kicked out because he was smoking in the dorm room. After that, she paid for him to go to Georgia Southern. He went to Georgia Southern. Same thing happened down there. So now he living in an apartment. All his friends came up. One day, a kid that got everything now, had the girls, had the money, had everything. Second year out, this kid sitting in his own apartment, fell asleep, had like a little, not a party, but had some friends over. 3 shots go off. Okay. He sleep. 3 shots go off. 18-year-old kid, I coached his brother. He dead right there in the middle of the floor. He dead. And you know how many times myself, his mom told him he need to stop hanging with this crowd. Yeah. He need to stop being here, being there. But he didn't want to hear that. Yeah. He just was a great kid. Don't get it twisted.
For real.
Great kid. Yes, sir. No, sir. To this day. And you go in my office, he bought me something for Christmas where the coach is bigger than blah, blah, blah. But this same kid that was asleep, all 4 of them went to jail for murder. Okay. All 4.
That's going to be my next question. What do you think it was his peers and people he was hanging with that caused that?
It goes back to what you're saying about our youth. Like, do you think he had to do that? No. He didn't have to do that, period.
Nah, not at all.
And we have told him over and over, and now you in prison, man. He been in there now for 3 years.
For real?
Yeah, he been in there. Didn't do nothing.
And this wasn't one of your players, was it?
Yeah, this was one of my players.
Okay.
And what I mean, what hurt me the most, because like I said, he was a good kid. He wasn't that kid that was acting crazy in school, getting in trouble, doing all of that. No, he just was that kid that wanted to fit in.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to be a thug.
That's how I feel a lot of times. Yeah. I was trying to ask you 3 questions in one the last time, but I really get the whole just where you, how your relationship with people always just been solid. You know what I'm saying? You always been that type to where if you're around, you're going to have a heavy influence on whoever's around. That's one thing I know about you. So like when all this went on, were you able to just like use that as an example and, help other kids and let them see, look at, such and such how he did this? Did that kind of help mold other kids in your program?
Yes, it did. I use that as an example all the time because this kid was like my son. Like, I mean, he was a great kid, but being at the wrong place and trying to fit in is an easy way that your whole life can change.
For real.
In a minute, in a second. Your whole life can change. So I truly do use that all the time with my players now or whatnot. And even some of my past players, they see. And a lot of them have really changed their life off of this incident.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, being an educator, working in the school system on a daily basis, what do you think our biggest problem is that we have with dealing with our youth?
Accountability.
Accountability.
You didn't have to, I could have said that from, accountability is so lost. Adversity is so lost with our kids now. And I can't even lie to you. I used to think it was the generation. My opinion is not the generation. It's the parenting.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think we could do as parents?
Just think about this. I talked to my team last year about this, about adversity. Our kids today don't even know what that means. Period. Because we give. We never, I was talking to my homeboy Quinn yesterday, and I was telling him uncomfortable. When do we allow our kids to be uncomfortable now?
That's key.
We don't allow our kids to be uncomfortable no more. So now with adversity, how they know how to handle that now?
Never been through it.
They never been through it. So now what they gonna do? They gonna shut down. it's easy to shut down.
Yeah.
Because the only thing, so when it come with us, you think our parents care about
How
we
you
ain't
feel?
talking to them or we mad or
Yeah.
we can't. Our parents, they care about that.
They weren't sparing no feelings.
No. And now, I tell my players all the time, you think I care because you ain't talking to me? Oh, I ain't speaking to Cordele today. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't care about that. I'm not your parent.
Yeah.
I'm not that. And after a day, what up, Cordele, you good? Because they know I'm not going to give in to that.
Gotcha. You think we need to, as a community, you think we need to show a little more tough love? Do you think we spoil our children too much?
The teacher's on, but I'm so old school. My players said from day one when my daughter was born, I feel sorry for your daughter. And I treat London like my bonus daughter with Aubrey or whatnot. Like, yes, I can truly give you what you want. Anything you want, what you need. And y'all see, I go on vacation a lot. But one thing, she gonna be respectful.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, I don't play that. Period. Or whatnot. And even with me taking this new job at Mary Person, another story. I had a kid that in the summer, this kid was golden. He was going to be a 10th grade. He was going to be in the 10th grade. Golden. Parents had money. I mean, golden kid. Next thing I know, before we started the school year, this kid got an armed robbery, robbing a kid at an ATM machine.
It's crazy.
He didn't have to do that. He got money, and I would have never even saw this in that kid.
Trying to fit in.
After that, he went from the armed robbery. I'm going to tell you about adversity and not being uncomfortable. What you think his parents did when he got the armed robbery?
Bailed him out.
They got him out of that.
Got him out, for sure.
So after he got out of that, he went on then and got another robbery charge.
What?
That's crazy.
After that, not even armed, got another robbery charge. After that, he left out of that and got a murder charge. Got a murder charge. I'm not done. The murder charge, somebody was coming through his window, so I don't know how in the world he got out of that. Got out again. After he got out, got another armed robbery. Now he in prison probably for the rest of his life.
That's
This
crazy.
kid didn't have to go through that.
That's crazy.
Period.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Hey,
Do you think that's because one thing I relate with both of them stories, you saying that these kids had everything.
Everything.
So do you think taking some of that stuff away, like how is us as a parent? Because it's something that we deal with, right? I have teenage girls, right, especially girls, and as a parent, you know, we like to give our children. We like for our children to be happy. We like for our children to be smiling. We like for them to be able to, quote unquote, keep up with the Joneses. So, you know, as a parent, that's a struggle for us to say, nah, I'm not going to get you no school shoes this year. You're going to wear old school clothes this year because you weren't doing what you're supposed to do. So what I'm asking you, how would you give me advice? How would you advise me as a parent? Hey, I got a 16-year-old son that he ain't quite doing what he's supposed to do in school. You know, I know he might be smoking a little bit here and there. What are some of the things that I can do as a parent to be able to change that trajectory of that child? What would you suggest?
Don't get it twisted. I don't have the answers to everything, but it goes back to what I said about we got to make these kids feel uncomfortable. We have to, because they living in a microwave society right now.
that's true.
That's all it is now. I want everything to happen right now. Like some of the fields that we all have went into, our kids ain't going in that field right now. Because can you imagine, you have kids now that'll say out their own mouth that a grown up is trying them. Man, you trying me. So they gonna take, because they truly do feel what they do in high school, they can get away with that in the real what? In the real world. Like when my players, they talk about all the time how different, our program is or whatnot. And the reason why, because I can't set my kids up for failure, period. When a principal come to me and say that this kid did this, but y'all got a big game coming on Friday, we're just moving back to next week. No, we're not. I have played plenty games without main players because the real world ain't gonna, you go kill somebody and you good. I'm gonna wait till after your baby had and I'm just gonna come get you 2 weeks from now.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't work.
It don't work like that.
All right.
And so the biggest thing, to go back to your question, is accountability. Like, it's okay for them to be uncomfortable. You was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Your parent made you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you didn't want to eat that food, you think you were finna go to McDonald's or Burger King after you said you weren't gonna eat that food?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you gonna go to bed?
Hungry.
You gonna go to bed hungry.
Yeah.
You understand? And when mama told you that, right now, baby, I just ain't got it, you gotta wait the next week. Get what you did? Yeah. You waited till next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think us as parents, we need to start peeling back a little bit? You think we should purposely let our children feel what it feels like to be uncomfortable, to start dealing with some of these life situations that they're gonna encounter later on?
The biggest thing that
we can't blame it all on the children, because we the one who helped set them up. You see what I'm saying?
But I think it's influence, man. The peers, the people they're hanging around, I think that has a lot to do with what the kids going through, you know what I'm saying, day to day, because your kids, they'll listen to their homeboy before they listen to you.
Boy, you preacher.
You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
That's the main thing that make them just act out, want this, want these type clothes, whatever.
Oh, that parent cool,
it's what
and you ain't.
And you ain't cool, yeah. Why my daddy like this? Why my mama like this? You know what I'm saying? But your mama and your dad, they come from, poverty, so they try to give you, the shoes, the clothes that you had. And a lot of times, us as parents, me up here taking responsibility, we be our own curse too. You know what I'm saying? True. Straight up. And just trying to take care of your kids and give them what you didn't have.
I think we need to make them earn it.
Of course.
A lot of things I had in high school, I was able to get a little fresher. I was able to have a little more, but that's because I was working.
Yeah.
We went to the field. I worked at Burger King or KLC. You're gonna grab your little job, so you're gonna have to earn some of those things. One thing I see with these kids today, talk about being spoiled. I never seen how they have so much money. Like, they be kids and they'll have so much money at such a young age without having to earn it.
The biggest thing that we running into now, if you don't, guess what? You know the ages that these parents, we as parents, not these, we as parents, the ages that these kids are still living in your household after they graduate. You still paying for gas. They still getting in your car. They still doing it. Yeah. They 24, 25 years old, still living with you. And you wondering why.
Yeah.
And you telling them, oh, but they're my baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure my baby good. I left my mama's house at 18. I ain't never been back.
But there's something I think about that, though, bro. For real. A lot of people ain't cut like you. A lot of them probably need to be home with their parents till they 22, 23. Just being for real.
But let me ask you something. Do that come from us as parents? Or if we would have created what he just said of making them work at 14 instead of just giving?
You got to do that.
Giving.
I agree.
You think you would have been taken? Because y'all know with us, we struggle. So we saying in ourselves, when we turn 18, I can't wait to get out the what?
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to get out of the house.
Nah, I love being in the house. You know why? Because mama finna pay for my gas. Mama finna pay for, when she cooking, she still asking me, baby, what you want to eat? And I'm 20.
Yeah.
And she still asking me that.
Yeah. But what do you do when your kid is 15, 16 and they just acting so rebellious and ain't listening, and you say, what do you do then?
Because even with seeing and working with kids in a juvenile facility, that's gonna come.
Yeah.
You can be the best parent in the world, and you trying to tell that kid to go right, and that kid just looking at you and just want to go left.
Want to go left, yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with you as a parent.
True.
That ain't got nothing to do with you as a parent.
True.
Because at the end of the day, you gonna know you put them roots down, that foundation in that kid.
You know you
gonna
did your
know
part.
that.
Okay.
And yes, you still gonna worry, but a sense of you gonna feel a little at ease because you know what you did
You know you did your part.
to put that in that kid.
Hey, I'm gonna switch gear real quick for a little second. I want to ask you this. This is one thing I always wanted to ask you. Watching you in high school be that floor general, be that real point guard, what we would call today a true point guard, coming back to the same high school that you graduated from, and being a coach for that high school. How was that experience for you?
The biggest thing for me was I was just hungry, coming back home, trying to reach our kids, but also trying to show our kids that it's a respect level as well. Like, my kids didn't call me, oh, that Lametrice or whatnot. It was always Mr. Ray or Coach Ray. I don't care if you were still in my neighborhood. Even when we went and played basketball, it was still Coach Ray or Mr. Ray. Because I'm not your friend right now. You know what I mean? Because I seen the bigger picture even when I came home, back home to Chris County, as it wasn't about me. It was about how many lives I can change.
Yeah, yes sir.
And so that's the reason when I came home, it was big on me coming home to start my career. And I thank God for it. You know what I mean? Because I was hungry and just really seeing, because I see one now with dude or whatnot, just seeing the kids, because you're not going to reach all of them. You're not going to reach all of them, but if you can reach a few, you know you're winning. And that was my biggest thing when I came back home.
What advice would you give any kid right now in high school, not really quite sure what they want to do after high school, but just mentally? What advice would you give them to take with them on a daily basis?
That it's okay to be different. You don't need sports. You can have a craft that you have started when you was young and go on to do big things with that craft. It ain't got nothing to do with sports, ain't got nothing to do with college, ain't got nothing to do with going to a tech school, going to the military. It don't, just something that you truly believe in. And you can go on and be great with that. And don't let nobody tell you what success is. Don't never let nobody tell you what success is or whatnot. Success is not going to college. Success is not going to the military. It's what you enjoy. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's, Burger King. I don't care about none of that. At a grocery store. Success is what you enjoy waking up doing every day. That's what success is. Don't let nobody tell you anything different.
Yeah, I love that, bro. For real, that hard, man. Straight up, dog. I love that perspective, man. But I want to tell you, dog, you're doing a great job. I admire everything you're doing. Thank you for, rocking with us like since day one. But you've been the same. You never changed. You somebody that I really admire. And for me to be, a former player that played against you, and just to see you doing what you're doing, bro, like you part of you living through me with everything you got going, bro. Like straight up, bro. You my goat. You Adrian, you know this. Like you Adrian, all y'all boy Nikki, like y'all inspire me, and to see you coach. How many times I come through when you've been in my area?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to support you because.
And that's big, man. And what I tell the youth, I came for absolutely nothing. Like I said before, I remember the lights getting cut off, the water getting cut off, and you had the popular kids, you had this, and yes, I was kind of a popular kid after I got in high school and all of that. But before all of that, the biggest thing is, if you have a dream, if you have something that you feel that you really do love, because I tell people, I thank God, the biggest success I have had in life I didn't know with me working as hard as I worked when I got out of college, that it was going to put me in a situation like where I'm in now to be able, and I'm not going to say color, black, white, or whatnot, but me as a black man being able to negotiate my own salary. When I left Wayne County and able to tell them people that I threw a crazy number out there. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
A crazy number. And to be able, as a black man from the project of Cordele, Georgia, didn't have nothing, and to go to sleep and wake up the next morning and this man called me, okay, we'll give you that.
We'll get it to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up there to negotiate, go back and forth. That was the most powerful thing it was for me. That from hard work and to tell the youth that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to say I appreciate you, my brother,
Oh,
for
yeah,
coming
man.
in,
Oh, yeah.
giving us the interview today, for the efforts and time that you put into our youth on a daily basis, for the time that you put into our young black men and the efforts and the information that you're giving them on a daily basis. I just want to say I appreciate it. I appreciate you for taking the time to come sit down and have a conversation with us at Global Locals Podcast, and continue to do what you're doing, my brother.
And lastly, man, God have been great, man.
Appreciate
and
you,
I
bro,
truly
for real.
do believe in him. And I truly do think everything, no, you know, we still go through our struggles or whatnot, but God have been, you know, first in my life throughout this whole journey or whatnot. Even just sitting in church today, and I was just so thankful of just where he have brought me. And throughout my, even with my brother's situation or whatnot, God have been that biggest thing that kept me kept me down to really do the things that I'm doing in life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, everybody give him a hand. Coach Lametrice Ray.
Thank y'all, man.
Appreciate
Cordele's on.
For real.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Already.
Hey, next we got